Subscribe the IELTS Guide channel and press the bell icon for the regular updates of IELTS
Hey guys,
video.
welcome back to the channel. Welcome to IELTS Guide channel. This is the third video in the food topic for the IELTS speaking, and today we are going to see key vocabulary and collocations regarding the food topic for the IELTS speaking. So in this video there are so many vocabularies and so many examples and collocations that will be helpful for you for the IELTS speaking task, particularly for the food topic. And this video will also helpful for you in case of IELTS writing, because you are going to know so many words that will be helpful for you, and I am going to give you each word example as well as the meaning of that word also in this video. So without any further ado, let's get started this video, friends. Let's start with the collocations regarding the food topic. So adverb plus food, and these are the adverbs with which you can use word food. So it is a collocation. So good food, delicious food, tasty food, fresh, healthy, nutritious foods, plain, spicy, salty, exotic, fatty food, right? So these all are the adverb. You can just use it with food word. Okay, so adverb plus food. Let's move to the next, that is verb plus food. So all these are the verb: eat, have, enjoy, like, be off, go off, avoid food, cut down on food, cut out food, offer food, right? So this is all are the verb plus food, right? So remember this collocation also. Let's move to the next, that is adjective plus diet. So it is balanced diet, good diet, adequate diet, poor diet, staple diet, unhealthy diet. Okay, so all these adjectives you can use with the word diet, right? So remember these also. It will be really helpful for you in case of a speaking as well as in case of a writing task also. So let's move to the next, that is verb plus diet. So eat, have, live on, survive on diet, eat, diet, right? So this is verb plus diet. Now next is adjective plus diet: strict diet, weight loss diet, right? So all these are the adjective plus diet: low fat diet, salt free diet, special diet, gluten free diet. Okay, so remember these also, adjective plus diet. And remember all this vocabulary and note down in your notebook so you can easily remember all these words. It will be really helpful for you in the all the tasks of the IELTS examination. Okay, let's move to the adjective plus recipes. So these all are the adjective, right? Delicious recipe, tasty recipe, good recipe, old recipe, original recipe, traditional recipe, special recipe, vegetarian recipe. Okay, all are the adjectives. So adjective plus recipe. So try to remember all this adjective plus recipe, right? Now next is verb plus recipe. So cook recipe, make recipe, read recipe, follow recipe. Okay, so these all are the verb plus recipe. So note down this also in your notebooks, friends. Okay, then adjective plus vegetable. So green vegetable, salad vegetable, cooked vegetable, raw vegetable, organic vegetable, seasonal vegetable, summer vegetable, right? All are the adjective plus vegetable. So note down this also. You can use it in various places in your day-to-day life also, friends. Okay, then verb plus vegetables: boil vegetable, cook vegetable, overcook vegetable, steam vegetable, stir fry vegetable, eat vegetable. So all these are the verb plus vegetable collocations. Okay, now next is, now let's talk about the different words that might be helpful for you in case of a food topic. So now let's talk about the vocabularies that will be really important for you in case of a food topic. I am going to give you the detail and example of each word in this section. Okay, so first is dinner, the meal itself usually eaten in the evening, right? So sometimes my younger brother cooks for dinner. So this is the example. This is an example of dinner. Okay, so this is dinner is a complete meal, we know that. Okay, now next is breakfast. Okay, so breakfast is a morning meal, we can say that, right? So breakfast consisted of fresh fruit, yogurt, home cooked bread and jams, right? So this is the example of breakfast. So remember this breakfast also and try to remember the meaning also if you don't know it. Okay, it might be helpful for you in the future or in the somewhere, right? So exotic food from faraway places or unusual in appearance or taste, right? So exotic foods. So I think foreign people are always eager to try local and exotic foods, right? So this is the exotic food. So remember the meaning of exotic food so that you can know where you have to use these phrases in the example or these words in the examples, right friends? Then lunch is a complete meal, right? We know that. I can say lunch is my main meal. Okay, now favorite food, the food that we preferred, right? Which is our favorite. Let me talk about a popular menu in my country which is one of my favorite foods also, right? So this is the example of favorite food. Junk food that is full of sugar or fat and is bad for our health. So avoid junk food for your good health, right? So junk food, this is the example of an example of junk food. Now next is staple food. Staple food is generally what we eat in a regular basis or the food which is really popular or you eat every day in your day-to-day life. Okay, in my country, the India, chapati is staple food, right? So try to remember meaning also so that you can easily use the perfect word in your sentences, right? Then vegetables. So vegetables, we all know what is vegetable, right? Plants and part of the plants, right? So consider growing your own vegetables, right? So this is an example of vegetables, right? Next is onions. We all know that onions, right? So we generally use it in the salads or with the garlic and red wine with the different kinds of recipes, right? So this is everything regarding the onions. Now next is plain, simply cooked, right? Plain means simply cooked. So I would love a nice cup of coffee with a plain biscuit, right? Plain biscuit means just a simple biscuit, not any flavored or not anything that is added in the biscuit to make it different, right? Just a plain biscuit. Fish, we all know that what is fish, right? I just had to catch a fish. Okay, then pan, a container made of a metal and used for cooking food in, right? So we all know that what is pan. So heat the butter in the same pan when it has melted, add the sugar and leave on heat. So this is an example of pan. Next is to pour. To pour, we all know that what is pouring, right? So pour the mixture into the cup. Canned beans, so you have seen the canned of the beans in the supermarket, so it is canned beans, right? So canned beans cost about 3 times more than dried beans. This is an example of canned beans. Roasted vegetables, we all know that what is roasting, right? Cooked by prolonged exposure to heat in an oven or over a fire, right? So that is what we call a roasted, right? So check this recipe to make perfect roasted vegetables, and the vegetables are potatoes, cabbages and carrots, right? Those vegetables are used for roast. Okay, so to simmer, the next is to simmer, to cook something slowly near boiling point. So this is for this method there is a particular word and that is known as a to simmer, right? So after about 20 minutes, add about 1 spoonful of sugar, whole peppercorn and let it simmer. So this is an example of simmer. The next is nutritional benefits. So we know that what is nutritional, right? The things that are helpful for our growth and healthy for our body. So I am not quite sure about its nutritional benefits. Okay, so this is an example of nutritional benefits. Next is balanced portion. An amount arranged in good proportions. Okay, amount added in good proportions. So example is, every bite of this biscuit is a perfectly balanced portion. Okay, so balanced portion, the ingredients that we are going to add, and after cooking that food, if the food is completely balanced, I mean each side of the food have a perfect taste, then we can say that it is balanced portion, right? Spoon, we all know that spoon, right? We use it for eat our food, right? So there were 3 silver spoons placed in a row on the table. The next is easy to store, easy to collect and put somewhere. So root crops are pretty easy to store. So this is an example to easy to store, right? Then proteins, we all know that what is proteins, right? It is necessary for our body and it is really healthy, right? If we have take enough, right? So high protein diets with low vegetable intake contribute to osteoporosis. So this is an example of protein. Next is cereals. It is a breakfast food, right? We all know that we eat the cereals with milk, right? Roasted grains and typically eaten with milk, right? I sit down in the armchair and eat my cereals. So this is an example of cereals. Seasonings, salt, pepper or spices added to food. Okay, we all know that because in India people have a lot of these kind of ingredients. So the Indian people use a variety of seasonings in their cooking and have many regional signature dishes, right? So this is a perfect example for seasonings. Next is sugar, crystalline substance. We all know that that is sweet, right? So sugar, the jam is made from fruit and sugar. This is an example of sugar. Then fats, processed food contains trans fat that is not good for our health, right? So we all know that what is fat, so I don't want to read this full detailed sentence, right? So processed food contains trans fat that is not good for our health. Okay, next is carbohydrates. We all know that that is also something that required our body. So carbohydrate is very important for our body growth. So here it is there is a spelling mistake in carbohydrate. It is a U instead of Y. So carbohydrate is very important for our body growth, right? So do check for this spelling, friends. Okay, the next is nutrient, a substance that provides nourishment essential for growth and the maintenance of life, right? So this is a complete meaning of nutrient. Fish is a source of many important nutrients including protein, vitamins and minerals. So this is an example of nutrients. The next is health awareness, right? The global organic food and beverage market has witnessed a growth in recent times due to increasing consumer health awareness, right? So nowadays there is increasing in health awareness, we can say that kind of things, right? So remember this word also. Prone to addiction. So if we are addicted to something, then we can say that prone to addiction. You may be prone to addiction to foods with excess sugar, right? So sugar, we can be addicted to this kind of foods. We can say a fast food, right? The next is high amounts, large quantity of something, that is called as a high amounts. High amounts of salt are still lurking in everyday foods. So this is an example of high amounts. Next is feeling of being full. So if we eat too much, then we feel full, right? I have noticed lately though that I enjoy the feeling of being full, right? Addicting effect. So this is also something like the previous example. Some research suggests fast food may have an addicting effect on the brain, right? So this is a good example of addicting effect. To resist temptation, if we are tempted for some particular dishes and we have to resist for that feeling, then we can say that to resist temptation, it can be helpful to know the different ways to resist temptation when it comes to food, right? Because we are very much tempted about particular kind of a food sometimes, especially fast foods, pizza, burger, and that kind of things. Okay, so this is a good example for to resist temptation. The next is organic food, right? Organic food is something, the food that is produced without using harmful chemicals. Okay, so that is called as the organic food, and organic food is much too expensive, and it is quite expensive. Yes, you can see there is a particular batches in the particular side of the supermarket. You might be find out the food that is labeled with organic batch, so that is organic food, and that is quite expensive because a lot of take care should be a lot of attention should be paid to grow that kind of foods. Okay, so organic food. The next is to contain additives. Generally food packages contains additives, right? When they have to add something for the taste or add some chemically processed kind of a taste in the food packages, then we can say that it contains additives. The next is snack. A small amount of food eaten between meals, right? When we are hungry between two meals, then we eat we eat generally a small amount of food that is known as a snack. Buy pre-cut fresh crunchy vegetables for a quick snack, right? Instead of eating chips, we can say that also here, friends. Okay, so now let's move to the next. Health consciousness. Being aware of how to maintain the state of being free from illness or injury, right? So researchers say global diets are changing to incorporate more plant. That's resulting in an increased focus on health consciousness in diet. So this is an example of health consciousness. Next is delicious or tasty, having a good taste, right? Her recipes are gluten, dairy, and sugar free, and yet are deliciously tasty, right? So this is an example of delicious or tasty. Fast food. Food such as hamburger or pizza that are quick, we can prepare that quickly, right? For 1 month I ate nothing but fast food, which is not healthy for health. Okay, so remember that also, friends. So I think that okay, there is a next word, delicacy, something that is good to eat. Avocado is delicacy to eat if you found in Asian countries, right? Delicacy means we can say that something that is rarely available and you might want to eat that, right? Something that is good for your health and good to eat, we can say that delicacy, right? To gain a lot of weight, so obesity, right? We all know that obesity, now the world population is also having a facing a problem with obesity because food is not quite good nowadays. So it's not possible to gain a lot of weight over the course of one night. So this is an example of to gain a lot of weight. Diet, range of food that is usually eaten. Undeniably, fresh fruit is an important part of our diet, right? So this is an example of diet. Processed food, which is not good for our health. The term processed food applies to any food that has been altered from its natural state, right? You can find out the packages or food packages in the supermarket that all are processed food actually, right? Even the biscuits also. The next is vegetarian food, food that does not contain meat. I am a strict vegetarian right from my birth. and I don't even know the taste of non-vegetarian food, right? And me also, same, friends. So that's it for today, I think, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and hope you found so many interesting words in this series of videos. And I will make a new video on particular IELTS speaking topic. We have already finished 2 topics, that is education and food. So I hope you guys enjoy that video and hope you found this video helpful. So if you have any question, then please do mention in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, then please do like, share and subscribe to the IELTS Guide channel, friends. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, you take care, friends, and bye bye.